Hello and welcome to another live Wednesday show. And I hope that we end up with an audience. I had a problem with the live link not working when I tried to schedule it. It got all weirded out. And so hopefully this link is the one that's showing out there. Yeah. So we are here tonight to do our live show with there's Mud Lover, so I know it's working. Yay.
Yay.
Hello. Hello, Pac-Man. Um, so we are going to do our live show tonight. McKinney's not with us again, so we will do more readings. But since she's not with us, I thought I'd go ahead and start our live reading show. Oh, it's echoing. Yeah. Does it still echo if I put the microphone really far away? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I just cannot figure out the system. Hmm. Um, I don't know what to do. I don't
Mud
have
Lover,
anything.
is it just Colleen that's echoing, or can you hear me echoing too?
Yeah, I don't know why this is happening.
Neither.
Why don't I leave the stage and come out? And Susie and Celeste, why don't you do some talking about where we are in the planetary system and see if I leave and come back if it helps.
Okay.
All right. See you in a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we are at the giant strawberry full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else struggling to sleep or to focus or to not run a marathon?
I just feel chaos. Tons and tons of chaos. And I can hear backbeat on mine too. Shoot.
Can you hear when I do it? When I talk, do you hear anything?
No, but I can hear it on mine now.
That is weird. I'm usually the one that's all squonky and wonky.
I know. It's just since you got on.
Oh, okay. Well, I got on and messed up all your guys's.
Yeah.
So. Yep. And in addition to our full moon that we're like just peaked at like 1:45 this morning, we've got summer solstice coming up, which means it's the longest day, shortest night, and then the nights get longer and the days get shorter as we get going. And most people are not really excited about that, but
No,
when it's 90 something in June, yeah, the sun can nap. It's really hot, and that's usually like the end of July and August heat, not June heat. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I
don't
think
know. I've been feeling like a lot of chaos around lately, just things not settled, but you already know I've lost one of my clients too, so everything's just been crazy, at least for me.
There was a message that I got from one of my friends talking about, I don't know, a message from, and it's funny, my door just opened, a message from like the Archerians, like I think we talked a little bit about people that are Palladian or whatever. And anyway, it actually mentions Idaho. We're having several earthquake clusters hitting down far southeast, like Soda Springs area, over by Stanley and that area. And apparently, I think Colleen had made a point about it's less concerning when there's eruptions and tremors going on than when it's like really silent. But this was talking about earth shifting, energy shifting, and it's the whole plate tectonics things moving, and I don't know, but it specifically mentioned Idaho, so we could be at some sort of it didn't say anything about. Go ahead.
What was the message?
It just was saying, yes, you're really feeling all of this chaotic energy. You're feeling the earth moving and shifting and twisting, and it's bringing in a new rhythm to the way that the earth pivots on the axis and just the overall energy of things. But it wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world and there's going to be massive destruction. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like, yeah, this is all really happening, and
Mm-hmm.
it's happening globally.
Mm-hmm.
But
How's the
Idaho was,
feedback now, Colleen?
How does it sound now?
We still have it. I'm hearing it on when I speak to now.
I don't know what to do.
Mhm.
that is so weird. I hear both of you normal. Do the people that are watching, do they hear the echoing sound?
Yeah, are you guys still hearing really bad feedback from me? I hear it.
I can hear it too. It is the Celeste show.
I guess
Most
it
I
is.
started the computer.
Yeah, they can hear it. Do you want me to try logging out and in again?
No, it's not you. Mud Lover said it's a little better. We're going to do a lot of readings tonight, so you guys go ahead and put your questions in chat. And I will not talk very much.
Is it as bad when I talk?
No,
Really?
it's fine.
Okay, because I can hear it coming through like your speaker on my end, so that's really interesting.
Yeah.
That is weird.
So
Anyway, so yeah, lots of chaos in the energy myself. Maybe it's because I'm a Taurus, I'm connected to the earth, that I've been feeling kind of like, I just told my friend that I feel completely discombobulated lately. I'm just like, can't focus. I'm kind of all over the place, you know. It's just annoying. It'll pass though. I'm sure once the full moon starts to wax away, it'll be up there, wane away. Which way is it?
Yeah, because this one is in Aries. No, Sagittarius. One of the other two fire signs. And that tends to be a little dynamic compared to some of the other signs that they're in. I'm thinking maybe this one is Sagittarius, but yeah, and supposedly, hopefully, something really good's coming in August. I don't know, an energy shift, something, but right now, I don't know.
Are we skipping?
That would be good.
It would be really, really good. It would be really, really good. And because it is, I don't know, there just is like static, like what you're saying.
Yeah. So Mud Lover posted a question about seeing any feeds that most people don't see faces in their dreams. Is that factual? Yeah, David, we had a problem with the links. I don't know what's going on, but I see faces in my dreams.
I see them too.
I see faces.
And
I also heard that in our dreams, we never see a face that isn't familiar in some way. And if you see a face that is not familiar, it could be somebody from a past life. But they say our brain only conjures the images that it's already seen before.
Which is really weird because when I get super tired and I close my eyes, I'll get flashes of faces like this fast, just rapid, all kinds of faces. And then I was kind of reading up a little bit on that. And I think it has to do with me being more open and being the medium and tired and my walls are down. Then all of a sudden I get, tons and tons of faces. Yeah.
I'm going to have to help you pump up your protection, because having them come into your house and having things like that happen, most likely those are not bad things. But if good things can get through, not good things can get through more. Yeah, I have like.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have a Fort Knox system on myself and my house, and they still, a few still get through. So I can't even, like, when you're telling me things, sometimes I'm like, you've left your front door open and your windows unlocked. And just, I mean, because there are things that will just come and go, and that's
Yeah,
not a big deal. But
and
you're
that happens.
having, and it's impacted Katie, and you don't want something in you to shut down because you're trying to push things away. So
Well, Katie's just like me. She knows how to push it out too. It just sometimes surprises her, when she's trying to go to the bathroom and all of a sudden she hears something like, "Oh, okay, get out."
yeah. Well, it's easier to not have to push it out, to just not even have it be able to penetrate, or not be able to at times you don't want it to. That's mine. It's like, leave me alone in the middle of the night. So.
Yep, I kick them out. Trust me.
So how is
Intentionally
my feedback now?
still the same.
It's perfect to me. I hear you just fine. I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Sherry.
Put your hand in it. I don't know. That's wild. You don't have storms going on out there right now, do you? Like we had the thunder and wind and stuff.
No.
And I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
'Cause
Sherry is asking, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Sherry. 28 years ago that my daughter's body was found. I can't even imagine the pain with that. Oh, I am
Never
so
goes
sorry.
away, does it?
No.
Okay, guys, start asking your questions.
Yeah,
my
ask
feedback,
questions.
I can't talk much.
Well, actually, what you said earlier about talking about doppelgangers kind of sparked something for me, Colleen, because years ago, I did see one that looked like my ex-husband. And he had left the house to go run an errand. And I was doing dishes, and at the back door, I happened to glance over, and it looked just like him leaning against the back door. And I was like, holy crap, why am I seeing a double of him? And I called him. I said, where are you? And he's like, well, I'm at the store right now. And I was like, okay, because I just saw you standing at the back door. So that was really strange for me. Nothing really came of it, but that's the biggest, like the most profound one I've had.
So do you think that it was just an energy being then?
Well,
you don't think there.
Well, so me knowing the situation I was in and knowing my ex, I think it was a projection from him. You know what I mean? Like, because eventually he had some really ill intent towards the end. And I think that was him kind of projecting and like watching. So, but it was just really creepy to know that he had just barely left. And then I see him at the back door, two of them.
That is wild. I literally have a doppelganger here in town. I don't know if we look alike still, but we went to college together. And the professor in the one class could not ever call us by our right names. Her name was Anastasia and my name was Gina. They're different, but we both had dark curly hair. I think she had brown eyes. I had blue eyes, rounded figure. And no matter what, he would always call us the wrong name. Well, about 5-10 years ago, we were having dinner at, oh my gosh, I can't think of what it's called. It was the Greek restaurant that was kind of over between Center and Clark area. And the waitress comes up and she's like, oh my gosh, I thought you were my aunt. And I said, your aunt? And she goes, yeah, I saw you from across the restaurant. And I thought for sure it was you. And I was coming over to say hey. And I said, is your aunt Anastasia? And she's like, how do you know? And I said, because she and I get confused by people all the time. Yeah, she was just like, she's like, I knew that you were supposed to still be, that she was supposed to still be working. And here she is. I'm like, yeah. So I don't know. But anyway, I hear that she's an amazing cosmetologist. She has her beauty salon over by Jefferson and Oak, where K&B Quick Stop is in there.
Mm-hmm.
And her name is Anastasia.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
listen,
guessing
I had-
she's not great.
I
What?
had a doppelganger experience.
Tell it.
Is the feedback bad?
It doesn't matter.
Just do it.
Just talk. You sound great to me.
But it was me. I saw me. I drove into my driveway in Texas and saw me sitting on the bench by my front door. And I was sitting on my front door and saw me driving the driveway. Isn't that odd?
That is all.
You saw you from both.
I saw both views
the-
at once. I can't
That's
explain
wild.
it.
That's kind of cool.
It's like two dimensions were happening at the same time. And the minute I recognized that was happening, it was gone.
I wonder if
Yeah.
that's a multi-dimensional, overlap.
Yeah.
Kind of like two little soap bubbles touching for a second.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. It only happened one time. Okay. Pac-Man has a question for you, ladies.
I wouldn't say any were actually surprised. I think they were pleased. That's definitely what I'm like. They were really pleased. I wouldn't say surprised. Would you, Celeste?
No, I didn't feel surprised. I just know that, and it's sick. There's so many people that vandalize or steal from graves. It's like, really? And you're going to have that planter sitting at your house knowing that it was on some person's loved one's grave and you.
Yeah.
So, no, I think that's wonderful that you did that. I think more people
Yeah.
should. I had cousins. He's a distant cousin. He's one of my cousin's grandchildren. Actually went out and cleaned a bunch of the graves in American Falls where a lot of my family's buried. And it's kind of funny. There's a word, and I can't remember what it is, for people that just love cemeteries. I love cemeteries. I visit them everywhere I go around the world. I struggle with going to my family's graves.
Yeah.
And so really nice. He cleaned my brother's grave that passed before I was born, and then different, like his immediate family, and they sent pictures and stuff. So that was really nice. I'm glad my family does that, because I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe just my own personal missing people. Yeah, there is a special hell. That kind of disrespect.
I'm going to try something else, and we'll be right back. Going to switch to a different system and see if it'll work.
Okay.
Okay.
Poor thing.
Yeah, people that are that disrespectful, there is a special, or maybe there's some special hell for them now on this earth. I think that would be more appropriate.
Yeah, I've always found graveyards pretty peaceful, except for one little black thing that I always see like lurking, keeping its distance from me, but always there everywhere I go in graveyards. It's like a little short shadow figure, and I see it like looking around the tombstones at me, and if I go closer, it starts further away. But it's always
you don't
like
have any bad feelings.
Huh?
Right? You don't have any bad feelings about it, right? It doesn't.
No, I didn't like it when I was younger, and I would like chase after it, but I'm sure it's got a purpose. It feels like that it's there for a reason.
Maybe it's protecting you.
It could
because here's my philosophy. Why would you want to stay stuck at a graveyard unless you didn't have a choice? I mean, I think people that cross, and those who don't cross are like when we go to investigate homes and you have the nasty thing that throws stuff at you and scares you and slams doors. Well, because they were nasty in life, they're nasty in death. And I think that cemeteries probably have some nasties. And I bet you that some sort of guardian, maybe if it's always, no matter whatever cemetery you go to, you're seeing
It's
something
there.
similar. It's some sort of a guardian probably for you.
Very well could be. Yeah, I agree with Mad Max. He said his mom used to say cemeteries were the safest place to be. And I feel it pretty chill. David said he's seen the same thing in the Rupert graveyard. Yeah, a little shadow, exactly. And he's quick, isn't he, David? Super fast. Stays back, but he's really fast.
So
And
do
that's
any of you guys have that on your car that's kind of like, oh, what is it like? There was a video game that had it, and it puts the stick figures. And I think we've had them on investigations, but apparently some cars have them now. So you can tell if you're backing up and somebody's behind you or whatever.
yeah,
And
that's
I've seen
creepy.
the videos of people driving through the graveyard and they have somebody walking that picks
I've
up on
seen
their
those
whatever
videos.
system it is.
Can you imagine if,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, I don't like backup cameras on my car. And I'm just, now you've just unlocked a new, oh, great. You know, what am I going to see every time I back up? Some dude? I don't know.
The person that you would have ran over otherwise. So that's a good side, right? I don't know what I would do without mine. I lose my mind when because I look all the directions anyway, but when you have the little camera, it's so much more convenient.
Yeah, I trust me more than I do the cameras. I don't know why. They bug me.
Well, people are dumb and they'll walk right up behind your car.
Oh.
And they like when you put it in reverse, the other lights kick on. It's not like it's a secret.
Exactly. Well, actually, I got bumped today. I came out of Walmart this morning, and I parked right next to a truck. And as I was going right behind that truck to get to my car, he backed into me and hit and bumped me. And I was like, "Okay, really? You didn't even bother to turn around and look?" So that was weird.
Okay, how do I sound now?
I think it might be just the platform today. Unless you want me to log out and come back on. Maybe it's me.
I don't think it's you causing my echo, but you can try it.
Okay, I'll try it. Be right back.
Let's see what happens when Susie leaves. I'm sorry, guys, that we're having all these problems with our live. I don't hear the echo now. Do you? Let us know. It might be
all night.
Maybe a little bit of an echo. So, yeah, I'm still hearing it. Oh man. This is so, guys, just to let you know, we use StreamYard, and we've had really significant problems with it. Pac-Man hears it, and but Bud Lover says I'm clearer now, but
you've sounded perfect all night.
Is it me?
Yeah. Okay. David would like a reading for next week.
Reading for next week. We can both do it, Celeste.
I want to have a boat ride next week. I'm just saying, been watching you zipping out on the water with the grandkids. So there's your reading. Invite Gina on a boat ride. I mean, Celeste. Oops. I feel like you've got a good balance going on with the working hard and having fun. And I think that you make sure you stay in that groove, especially spending the time with the little grands and having fun and relaxing, because sometimes if we don't make time to do nothing, we never have time to do nothing. And by doing nothing, I don't literally, I mean, that's when you go out on your boat, or that's when you barbecue and make s'mores. So I feel like that is something that you need to keep on keeping on.
That's so cute, because I got the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So lots of emotions, a lot of love. You got your crap together, David. Just enjoy it.
Carrie says we have a spirit in our office. He stands in our hallway. We're always hearing little noises, and he makes our doorbell go off.
Hmm.
You guys
Feels like
have
a
any
little
idea
boy.
who that is?
Feels like a little boy.
I feel a child too.
Yeah. Are you in a
Are
historical?
or does she work at a school? Or is there a school close by? I feel because that's what I actually heard Colleen say a little spirit, and
Yeah.
then I read it. And it did not say little.
No, it just said spirit. So a little boy is what I saw. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Little noises.
Yeah, no, I swear I heard Colleen say we have a little spirit in our office, and there's no little. But no, I feel like it's a child, and it's a male child, is what I feel.
I don't think it's there to do any harm or anything, just to get attention.
No.
There
Okay.
hasn't been anything happen in your area in this last year with a child passing, has there? It feels older.
That said, he feels like a grown man when she's there.
Are you sure it's the same one?
Yeah. Whoever it is that you're pulling, Lizette, it feels like you intimidate him. You scare him a little for some reason.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like there's just I don't feel like that's the same. I feel like a lot of people describe shadow people. That's what I feel more like what Lizette is picking up on. There's a school boy.
Physical therapy office. Okay.
There is a school nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like Sherry's feeling a child, but Lizette, it almost feels I don't want to say it is a shadow person, but it feels like that kind of energy.
So we're probably, I feel like we're picking up on two different ones, Celeste, for sure. Are you scared of them?
Yeah, let us know. So Lizette says, David. Lizette said, our building is so old and so many other businesses have been there. And then David said, well, in its defense, Lizette scares me sometimes.
Well, she's got a very tough personality. She's just very no BS.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, if you guys aren't too scared about
Thomas, Virgo, and Leo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much if they're not scaring you. Yeah, I just keep your walls up if you have to, Lizette. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely could be more than one energy going on there, especially if there's a school nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, no, I feel the one that Sherry was describing more playful, more like peekaboo kind of just playing tricks. And I don't know, serious isn't the right word for the other energy that I feel. I just feel it's not. When I say not friendly, I don't mean it's bad or evil. I mean it's just not a friendly person.
So
friendly
what
energy.
I picture in my head is the one that Lizette feels is like puffing himself up to make himself look bigger because Lizette scares him, her energy like puts him off a little bit. I don't think he's like out for ill intent. I just feel like he's like, oh crap, she's a little scary. I better puff up like a big chicken, and make sure that she doesn't kick me out of here kind of thing. So that's kind of what I'm picking up.
And then Sherry said that they do get sense. So, guys, anybody else is on there, go ahead and feel free to ask some questions. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, please.
Is it ever like a tobacco, like an old musky kind of tobacco-y kind of a scent? Because I just got that scent. Like an
Hey,
old
Jazz.
ashtray, where someone's smoking, it's different than like an old ashtray scent.
With that old leather thrown in, huh? That old dried out leather.
Yeah, there's like musky.
Ah, Jess just popped on and she'd like some advice for her travels. She's going on a trip.
Lucky.
Yes, and she's going to some very cool places. So you guys have any advice for her on her travels?
Don't get crazy with your spending. Definitely says, you've got the money for it, but don't go too crazy. Bills are still there when you get home. Looks like it's a long time coming there, Jess. It's been a while, and it's about time. Yeah. It looks like, other than that, it's going to be a lot of fun. Lucky.
Yeah, did you draw
And
some cards for
enjoy
this?
I did. Just real quick. Say that again.
I said, enjoy the little stuff. Watch for the sunsets. Watch for the, I don't know. I'm feeling like going down the alleys to the unexpected. Too late. Oh, Gettysburg. That's
Yes.
exciting.
Take extra batteries. You're going to need it.
Yeah. Gettysburg is absolutely amazing. So if you ever get the chance to go, please go. It is amazing. It's absolutely amazing how the city grew up around the park. You think it's out in the middle of nowhere land, and it's not. So it's pretty fascinating.
Well, everything back east is so weird with all the trees. It's like this huge forest, and then there's this massive city in it. And it's like that was one of the things, trying to pay attention to where an exit was, because here especially exactly here, we can see for miles and miles and miles to the exit, where there it's like you're in the middle of a dense forest. Oh, there's a big city, and you have to take the exit, and you're in skyscrapers in like 2 miles.
Yes, they absolutely do plan for what they call green belts everywhere to try to give some buffer, but yeah, Gettysburg is pretty fascinating. Jess, she's going to be live streaming to this platform, so watch for her next week on our YouTube page. She's going to be live streaming from Gettysburg and doing some different things there while she's there, so I can't wait. It'll be pretty cool. Yeah.
Are you going to be touring around the whole area, or just focused right in Gettysburg? Do you know?
Yeah, Jess, I don't know. Are you going to go to the Liberty Bell? And I actually lived in the community that still makes those bells when I lived back there. That's where my house was. There's so many things to see, and Washington slept everywhere. He got around. Sherry would like a general reading for the next couple of weeks, please. And Jess said yes, she's going to go see other stuff. So, yeah.
Good. All right. I feel like, I don't know if there's been something weird or complicated, something off a little bit with work. Does that make any sense to you? I feel like it isn't because of you, and you can't necessarily fix it, but to be patient and don't get caught up in it. Does any of that make sense?
That's what I got here too. A lot of pentacles, the Hanged Man, and a commitment. So she might feel trapped about the situation, but there's a change coming.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like either somebody's leaving or someone new's coming, or there is something that and it might feel like it's going to impact you, and it will in some ways, but not directly. So, but yeah, there's something.
It looks like that change is gonna get rid of the person that's pretty toxic there. That person that thinks they need to have everything their way. Is a little bit sneaky deaky, a little bit lie cheaty person. But it looks like that's going to flush them out. That'll be good.
I love getting rid of toxic people.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
you know what I mean. Not getting rid of them. Gone from my life. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of shovels and a lot of property here, but you know, I kid. Huh. Yeah, that's cool. And actually, it's kind of funny too with my work. Things are smoothing out. Things are starting to kind of coast and find their groove again.
Yeah.
Lizette, you are not toxic. Uh-huh.
No, you're not.
Um, yeah, it's been, as you ladies know, in my office and what I do, it's been just pretty chaotic. It's been terrible, but it's smoothing out.
Mm-hmm.
This week was actually a decent week. We're starting to kind of find our groove with everything going on, and yeah. I
Nice.
have a question for you ladies, if no one's going to ask a question.
Sure.
We have a prospective employee who I think will be a perfect fit in this person's energy. I'm sure you can already feel it. Is she the perfect fit?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing addition to our team, I think, at work. So
This is your personal team, like the area that you specialize in?
yeah, she will work within that team, and I think she's going to do fabulous. And I think she's going to go really, really far. She's going to leave our team within a few years, but go amazingly far. And I'm just so excited for her. You know, I love to see people explore and keep moving forward. And yeah, so I have no hesitation with bringing somebody on who's only going to be there for a few years, because we'll have the star for a few years. And it's always fun to work
You
with people.
said that you'll have the star, huh? That's what she's like, is like a little bright star, and everybody's going to follow her lead. She's going to re-energize the place.
Yes, I think she will.
You're
did a trial basis with her, and I'm just like, wow. It's so nice. It's so nice to run into people who energize you and yeah, bring that spark back.
I think even when she'll have planted the seeds of the things that you guys want to change there, because she has done it. So I think that's going to be nice.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for her too. I think it's a good stepping stone for her.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to lift each other up and be there for each other and learn from each other and not tear each other down and drag each other under. So, yeah,
come work
absolutely.
with me for a week, Colleen.
Say again?
I said, come work with me for a week.
It's so hard when you get surrounded by the negative people dragging it down. And I'm not the most positive person, as you know, but I try to focus my energy at work at doing 100% every day. I give it every day. Every day I'm there to work. It's what I'm there for. And it's so nice to find people to connect with who have that mindset. It's we do a lot of really good work in our field. And for those of you who don't know, I work in hazmat and I clean up some old nasty sites. And it's nice to see things come together, and we work really hard and try to make positive change. And it's a very slow process. Contaminants can take on the order of centuries to clean up. But it's nice. It's nice to see, you guys keep asking those questions. We have a ways to go. We've got 20 minutes to go for the live show. We're here for you. Yep. Everybody's shy tonight. What's happening? They're hiding behind the curtain.
You said you had trouble sharing some stuff. It could be the platform a little bit tonight too.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know what's going on. Mud Lover would like a general reading.
You got anything on her, Celeste?
I feel like you're running a lot. And by running, I mean just trying, I don't know if it's trying to catch up or trying to get ahead, but sometimes the running is no more progress than running on a treadmill. And so sometimes you have to shift into different gears in order to actually go forward instead of just running in place. So I would say make sure you're taking time for you, and it can be something as silly as an iced coffee or an ice cream cone, and just relaxing, going outside, catching a breath of air. I feel like you're trying to get something accomplished, but it's like almost, it's not like the bad dream where you're running and you can't go anywhere, but you're kind of moving more than you're actually moving forward, if that makes sense. And so sometimes you need to make sure you take your downtime. And it doesn't have to be like you call out for work for a day, but you go outside in the morning, on your 10-minute break. Or you, like I said, stop and get an iced tea or an ice cream cone, or do watermelon. I just had watermelon out of the fridge earlier tonight, and it's amazing. But just those little tiny sweet treats of some sort. And I don't know, just that moment of pause and mindfulness.
I also have, there's something within your home that if you focus on like organizing, maybe decluttering or just kind of straightening things up, that you'll have a lot more clarity, and you'll feel like that you can sort through the things that are in your mind as you're sorting through things that you no longer need in your home, if that makes sense. So kind of like decluttering and organizing both physically and mentally, that'll help a lot.
David made the comment that manifesting a positive day is essential to keep your spirits high and job satisfaction, and you're very right. You're right. It's hard when the whole agencies are going through such turmoil right now, but we're there for each other, which is important. And Pac-Man said the questions are too personal for YouTube. You must have a general question you could ask.
Yeah.
General.
You can always contact either Celeste or Susie for a reading. And
Mad Max, he's the biggest part of the clutter.
I'm putting the links up here.
Iced tea or something too.
You what?
I said she just needs to get an extra iced tea or ice cream cone for him too.
Yep.
Sit outside with the birds for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't gone to our YouTube page, you need to go on our YouTube page, because Mad Max and Mud Lover they're on our show, our Thursday shows now, and they're also doing very funny shorts and uploading them, and they're pretty cute. Mad Max has become somewhat of a YouTube sensation with some of his dad jokes. So
yeah, they're just adorable.
Yeah, and we have a really interesting show tomorrow. Tomorrow our live show is on the satanic panic that kind of happened in the 80s and the 90s. So it'll be pretty interesting. Okay, we have a question. I know I have a few attachments and spirits, but I don't know how many and what are their intentions with me, because I know they're there and they know I know they are there. What do you have any idea, ladies, on maybe some of these attachments here? Maybe how many are involved?
Is that something that you were attempting to create, or that you invited it, because typically we need to be a willing participant in, and it doesn't mean, hey, boogeyman, come right on my shoulder. It's not that kind of participation, but it's um delving into things you don't fully understand, opening doors you don't know how to close, or like we've talked when we go to haunted locations of people, when's the last time you used a Ouija board? Or are you trying to talk to somebody who has crossed? Those kinds of things. Usually the people that I've met don't have multiple, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm feeling. Um, they may not be attachments. Um, they may be entities that come and go. I don't know
Mhm.
if you feel all of them all of the time. To me, it's more like kind of a coming and going. But I would do some introspection. Is that the right word? Thinking
Mhm.
about what actions or behaviors that you have that might be contributing to having things want to hang out with you. And the thing is if you don't want them to hang out with you, you need to tell them in no uncertain words. Like if the dude followed you home from work, you don't let him in the house and feed him dinner. So that kind of a thing. If you have thoughts or feedback on anything that I said, let me know. Are you feeling anything specific, Susie?
So I was feeling both, like a push-pull effect around Pac-Man, one of guardians and guides, protectors, and then other of the ones that are, like you said, they're not always the same, but they come and go quickly. And I think it has to do with their abilities, kind of drawing that in. But then I think that there is some emotional effect that's taking place there, kind of like a give and take, because I'm pulling out a bit of depression and them wanting Pac-Man to kind of clear up their karma for them also. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of getting like a little bit of a medium effect, but I think Pac-Man might need to kind of sort out what they're letting in, just like you were saying, like choose what you're letting in. And if there's something that you don't want there, tell them in no uncertain terms, get out. That's it. And you don't have to deal with them if you don't feel like their energy is a good thing for you. So if they come in all sad and depressed and you feel like that's going to physically and emotionally affect you, say, I'm sorry, I can't deal with that at this time. So, because like I said, I'm feeling like a push pull around him all the time. Does that make sense? Or am I like,
No, it's yeah, whenever I hear somebody feeling like there's multiple things attached, I mean, yes, this is not a physical thing, but it affects you physically. But if you
mm-hmm,
imagine it being a physical thing, like you hear the monkey on your back kind of a
mm-hmm,
thing, uh, there's not much room to have three. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
so it could just be one, and then that back and forth kind of a thing. But there is something that you're doing or not doing that's contributing to this. And it could actually be kind of like what Susie was talking about. It could be energy vampires, people that you know or you work with, and they leech onto your energy, and it feels like a whole separate thing. Um, that was one of
Whatever
the
it
big
is,
things.
it's definitely affecting Pac-Man's emotions like big time. Like I said, I can feel like some depression kicking in, when when you least expect it, just all of a sudden out of nowhere, just like, feeling really sad and down about everything, and then you don't know why. So almost like similar to an oppression where it's not an attachment, but it's just ickier around. You know what I mean? Hmm, interesting. So we got a note from Pac-Man. Does none of that resonate?
No, I think they were talking about, I think that was posted when you were talking about have you invited something or I think that's
board or something to that effect.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that was an example of like when we would go in to cleanse a house and you'd ask people, so when's the last time? And they're like, how do you know? But there is definitely something, whether it's just you tolerating them, that why they continue.
Also,
Okay.
sometimes they don't intentionally, and you don't intentionally invite. Sometimes it's just the people you associate with, or like if you're highly intuitive or empathic, then watching like a really scary dark movie will start to bring that energy in towards you. So it could be something you're not intentionally seeking out, but that's what happens.
So Pac-Man said that was way too on the spot. So thank you, ladies. And then Courtney just came in and said, would love a message from my brother. Trista, glad to see you. Yeah, I'm always blown away by how on the spot you guys are.
Well, I can definitely tell you right now, Courtney, that he is one of your guardian angels now. I've got the Temperance card. He's a really good looking guy, too. And that's definitely out on top.
What card is that?
Temperance. So right here, good looking angel guy.
Wow.
So I've definitely got that. He's saying that he was very happy with you when he was here, but he's also pleased with the new direction you've been taking lately. And to keep going that way, that you're going to be able to find, I want to just even outright say your justice, but also your purpose that you're seeking out. Like, what's my meaning in life? What's my purpose in life? He said this new direction that you took is the right one. What about you, Celeste?
I'm feeling like he was not terribly old. I want to say maybe 20s, maybe even a little bit younger than that. And I feel like it's a fairly sudden, unexpected kind of a crossing. And
you need to speak up a little bit, Celeste. I'm having a hard time hearing you, and your volume's all the way up. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Wonder, does this help? No. But I'm working on a new device tonight too, so I'm struggling with getting it centered so that I'm not just Wilson from that one home improvement show. But I feel like sometimes, just turned 30. Yeah, that's pretty young. Sometimes when things happen very quickly, it leaves us kind of lost. And there's no easy way to lose someone you love or something that you love. And just make sure you're not spending too much time in the woulda, coulda, shoulda, regrets, things like that. You need to spend time remembering all the good stuff. And like Susie said, he is around you 100%. And I don't know if you felt like he kind of was that when he was living also, and that you lost that, but it's just amplified a million times because it's spiritual now, if that matters.
No. She said he was my best friend. I'm sorry for your loss, Courtney. Yeah.
He still is. It's just different. He can hear anything you say. He can read any thought you have about him. Just he's in a different realm basically, but they intermingle with us all the time. Just getting used to the difference in the feeling of the energy. But he says he visits you, and that you either question, am I really feeling this? Is he really here? Or you aren't completely confident in when that happens. But anytime that it's crossed your mind, you can feel him. You can feel him around you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she said, I know he's my guardian. angel because he was on Earth too. That's very sweet. I wish I would have had a relationship like that.
Yeah, that's another reason there's just this kind of extra pull, is
Yeah.
because he left that, but he didn't leave that spot. He just does it in a different way now.
Yeah. Okay. So, we are looking at Trista would like a reading.
So I just got a short one for Trista. The universe is just telling you that things are going to start calming down around you. That little rough patch that you were going through, you're starting to pull out of it. You've got temperance here twice, so you're being able to find the balance that you need within work, your relationship, emotions. The things right now, like there was some chaotic energy for a while there, but now it's starting to really calm down quite a bit, and things are going to kind of even out. So that's really good. Anything else, Celeste?
I'm kind of feeling with you like I was talking with the other person of running really hard, trying to get things accomplished, trying to get things done. And sometimes if we are in that moment for just relaxing or for ourselves, or, like I said, the flavored ice water, the ice cream, the sitting out watching the sunset, we run out of energy, especially when we're running. So yeah, you do. I feel this total. Actually, this one's going this way and this one's going this way. So yeah, it's like it is like.
Yeah, I feel that, Tristan. I'm in the same boat with you. But it says that it's going to start calming down soon.
Good.
And
It's hard to try to be the peacemaker, and it's really hard.
Someone else's life better or happier. The best way you can do that is lead by example, because you can't fix other people or improve their situations. They have to do that. And sometimes the best way to do it is to improve your own situation, and they see it, and then they can emulate it.
And also step away for a little while, Trista, and don't be the peacemaker for a minute. Sometimes that's better, so you can just chill and let the rest kind of sort itself out.
Okay, we have one last reading to do for the show. Courtney has asked, any messages from my grandma? She passed before Easter and I've been lost since.
It has been a rough 2 years. Let me just throw that out there. I've had several people, I've lost this person and that person, and it's really hard. But grandmas, there's a special connection, definitely, between grandmas and grandchildren. And so when you hear about having a loved one becoming a guardian angel, she absolutely is doing that. And she wants to remind you that she might not have shown it all the time, but she was tired and she was ready. And while we would love to keep everybody as long as we can, unfortunately, that isn't how life works. But from the other side, she is healthy, she is happy, she is vital. And when you can get past the grief of the loss of the physical, you're able to tap into the emotional, spiritual, energy type connection easier. And so just talk to her, be doing the dishes, and be like, hey, grandma, I remember that one time that you taught me how to make sugar cookies, or I remember how we used to sit by the fire. Whatever special memories, that pulls that energy into you and can bring you some of that comfort, that the physical loss. It's hard to transition from that mindset.
Susie, do you have anything else?
Yeah, she wants you to kind of let go that regret of the things that you didn't do. The what if, what should I have done better? What should I have done? Those kind of things. She says because that's kind of weighing you down, and on her side will weigh her down too. but she wants me to let you know that she's completely balanced on that side. She has everything she needs, and you have everything you need too. And that once you just look back on it, like Celeste was saying, and just look at all the happy memories and the things that you learned from her, and just show her gratitude. Just send her love and gratitude, and everything will just absolutely just kind of calm down. You'll be at more peace, and you won't feel so stuck or lost.
Thank you,
Don't feel
ladies.
bad.
Huh?
And thank you, everybody who hung in there tonight with our audio issues. We started losing Susie as she was speaking. I mean, it's just our platform sometimes really sucks, and I have not been able to find a new one that we like yet. So, but good luck out there this week. Everybody stay safe. Oh, Courtney's done crying. Thank you, ladies. Stay safe. Tune in for tomorrow's show. Hopefully, we'll have their act together and we'll have back. Again, tomorrow's show is Panic. And some of the weirdness that went on in the 80s and 90s revolving around that topic. We have some really interesting stuff on this that you haven't heard anywhere else, because there's some cool experiences. Mad Max, I can't wait to hear what he has to say. It's going to be wild. So, anyway, thank you. And we'll see you next week. And we're going to sign off. Bye.
Bye.